I think they're making a pot.
Yes, it should be brewing.
Okay.
It is brewing, yes. Just takes a few minutes for the 12 cup to brew out.
Well, I watched this podcast the other day. I don't know why it was I'm really frustrated. I think these guys are like feeling so overwhelmed, feeling so like out of control, and so I think what I'm gonna do is design. I'm gonna design it on like Canva or something, and then see how it works. So basically, it's girl who
I just might want to
bought my 7 buckets.
So it's like I have my 7 buckets.
Me, I'm like, you know,
My 7 buckets are
Everybody come get some food. You want some?
health and wellness,
Miss Kristen?
what's in there?
personal like hobbies.
Chick-fil-A?
No. So it's just
Nothing wrong with
like
it at all. And yogurt, my favorite.
parenting.
The fancy words I do.
Because so anyway, there's these 7 buckets. And she's like, look at them, and she's like, you can literally like fill all buckets, and write inside of them.
So you
And what you do is like you write down
Yeah, I've been
like, every
doing that here.
responsibility, whatever you have inside that bucket. And what you'll probably find out is when you're in school, like when you're a mom, is that one or
I'm
two
always
buckets
here on
are
Wednesdays.
super,
It's very
super
rare
full,
that I'm gone.
and then the rest are super empty. Or like one is overflowing and one is totally.
We probably did.
No, but I don't
We-
like
we
that
even
over
told
general.
us today too,
Oh, okay.
But
Not that they all have to be balanced at the same time. It's just like,
Because you were like, oh, I'm not.
I don't know, the idea of just being able to be like,
I don't know. I don't,
this
I have to go back
is
and look.
what's causing me
I
to
have to
feel
go
like,
back and look.
and maybe I can't not do that. Maybe I can add something that's fine, or like,
Fidelity a
I
long
guess do
time
this
hasn't
hobby
she?
thing, I usually, whatever.
I thought that you were
What I'm gonna
probably
do is
there
I think I'm gonna
with,
like
I was at Remax.
make a
Heritage.
planner,
Oh.
planner,
Yeah, probably.
Here,
like
stress.
3 on one side,
I didn't,
4 on
it's
the other.
interesting, I didn't have that
There
area.
you go, there, whatever, and just see how it goes.
And then,
So,
Sonia went
Someone else.
somewhere.
I think so too.
Yeah, I knew your name. You were in my database when we started talking.
Oh, that makes you.
You're there. Already had you.
No, I know. I mean,
All right. Well, good morning, everybody. It's 10 o'clock. We are going to get started. Of course, we have our normal people that come walking in and 5 and 10 minutes late, and that's completely fine. I love you to be here tonight. I love you to be here.
How you feel?
That way you can get some breakfast and come on in and sit
Actually,
with
we're
us.
gonna do our playback next minute.
I finished
Hello,
mine.
Rachel.
I was planning on that, but we didn't do that.
I just clicked through it in like 3 seconds.
You might.
Maria, there's mail here for you. Rachel, there's a piece of mail here for you. So if you guys get time to drop off the office sometime, please do so. It'll be in the back office after this meeting. So let's all know that. All right, let's go ahead and get started. This morning, we have Fidelity Home Warranty and Kirsti, Healey, and Thomas, right?
Yes.
Okay, are here to join us. So we're going to let them have the floor for about 10 minutes. That's Greg. Morning, Greg.
I'm not very good.
So thank you very much to Kirsti and Thomas for bringing us breakfast. And this is Fidelity Home Warranty.
Yes, very good. Well, good morning.
Morning.
So I'll start with, we are still married. Fighting. Yeah, she goes, we'll fight. It's our 30-year anniversary, so when you get married that long, this is just the way we talk. So we always sound like this. So do you want to go?
Sure. So we're glad to be back again. And, you know, a lot changes in the course of the year. I think we were here maybe 6 or 7 months ago. And at that time, warranties were really still not a part of the discussion in negotiations to put together the contract. So much has changed. We're up about 45% over the last year. And that's because as the market slows a tad, what happens is agents realize we've got to negotiate. We've got to make sure that we bring the contract components together. And historically, the warranty has always been one of those issues, along with the inspection and, you know, a few other aspects. But people discuss the usage of the warranty as a tool to negotiate to get the terms locked down. And I think I mentioned this to somebody before the meeting started, we were seeing a trend where now 2 years is not uncommon when a person orders a warranty, because they're willing to give up something through that they can hold on to as much of the listing price as possible. So you have in front of you packets, and one of the packets, and all of them, it should include a larger cheat sheet. And this is a reference sheet, slightly larger font, a little bit easier to read. But what this does is it gives you the pricing of the options on the back page. It gives you the 4 levels of coverage. It gives you the 2 years of pricing for both the options as well as the levels of coverage. And somebody asked me earlier, well, you know, what's the warranty cost? Basic coverage is $510. Excuse me. That's really only for a warranty on a house that's maybe 3 or 4 or 5 years old at most. Now, equipment no longer lasts as long as it used to. So people realize they've got to upgrade the coverage to the comprehensive or the enhanced just to ensure that there's coverage in play. It will cover the cost of modifications or code compliance issues to make sure that the homeowner is getting the maximum value when they have to utilize the warranty. And with Fidelity, they utilize the warranty 2 or 3 times in the first year. And what we're seeing, I think Kirsti, it's 55%, where in Texas, 55% of the warranties with Fidelity are renewed the 2nd, 3rd, 4th year. People keep them in effect, just like homeowners insurance and just like automobile insurance.
So I'd kind of like you to look at warranties a little differently nowadays, because I sold real estate back when it was 17% interest rate. Anybody else way back then?
Okay.
It was horrible. Anyway, so back then we didn't have home warranties. So the reason they came about were not for the buyer and not for the seller. They came about for the agent, because what we had back then was called commissionectomies. And so if a house closed, if it was 2 months since the close, that was kind of the cutoff deadline. If anything failed in that first 2 months, they expected the agents to split it. And we did. About a lot of years, lots of half of HVACs. And so that's how warranties came about. So nowadays, it is good for the buyer. Obviously, it is good for the seller also. But keep in mind, it covers you guys, because I'm hearing horror stories that commissionectomy is coming back in, and buyers are expecting the agents to pay whatever breaks because they didn't discuss the warranty. They didn't negotiate for the warranty. So it's more of a CYA than anything else, but it is good for the buyer and the seller.
You know, years ago, when I bought my first property, it was $23,500. And a water heater cost $385.
And bread was a dime.
$50 to get it installed. So some things have changed. Now a 50-gallon water heater, not unusual, $2,400, $2,800, and it might be $400 to get it installed. And they want $250 to haul away the old one. So there's a lot of secondary expenses that are inherently present now that never used to be part of home ownership. I mean, home ownership, if something fails, like, you know, an oven, you go up $400, you buy a new oven. Now a new oven is $1,600, $1,800 for the low end model. If you want the bells and whistles, you're looking at $2,300, $2,700. So realistically, people scrimp and save to try to get it up towards the downs, get into the house. And the first year, they're really struggling on a month-to-month basis to make the monthly mortgage payment. They can ill afford to have a major component in that house go out, and especially if it's air conditioning. Fidelity is one of the few companies in the nation. We don't have a dollar cap how much we'll cover for the repair or replacement of an air conditioning system. We've had to apply that same principle towards the water heater because they've gone up so much in expense. So, you know, you don't want to have a situation where you call a homeowner 8 months after closing just to reconnect with them. How you doing? How you like your house? Great, but we had to spend like $4,000 to get the air conditioning system. You're probably not going to get any leads or referrals from that type of.
Is there a waiting period or like a certain tier? Like if you do a claim 30 days after, is it cover like a certain percentage for 30 days? And is it immediate?
If it's gone through a closing, it goes into effect that day.
Because we got
Yeah.
messed over my first experience with home warranties because something happened like day 30 and they only covered like 30% of it because of it was only 30 days.
Yeah, and we don't do it. Ours goes into effect immediately.
Yeah.
And we don't do a percentage. I know there's some warranty companies that
Yeah, I
do
was
that.
like,
I don't even know what that is.
Prorate the coverage.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I had never heard of that. So no, we don't do
Okay.
that.
Now, there is one caveat to that. Let's say that you live in a neighborhood and you have some friends and they find out you're a real estate agent And they say, oh, we don't have a warranty. Can you help us get one? So if you're helping a neighbor or a friend or a relative get a warranty on the house, then there's a 30-day waiting period before the coverage actually begins,
Because it hasn't gone to the coast.
because it didn't.
Okay, yeah.
So that's the
Other than
only
that,
time.
it's still full coverage, yeah.
Yeah.
So it makes it.
So it's pre-existing homes, there's a 30-day. That just, if someone already owns it.
Yes,
they're picking up.
yes, but if it's through a real estate transaction, it's immediate.
Perfect.
And some of those, call me if you ever have one. I've had many that they'll say, well, the water heater died. And I go, well, when did it close? Yesterday. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll send it in. I have to verify close. I have to make sure, because we've paid a few that we didn't actually even have a warranty on. So we don't do that anymore. We have to verify close. But other than that, we treat it like any other claim. Now, if the contractor gets out there and says, this thing it hasn't worked in years, you can tell it's phone drive freon. It hasn't worked for months and months and months. Well, then it's a completely different story, because we're going by the contractor. But we don't have any,
Like tiers.
yes, nothing like that. And if the warranty is in effect, then the warranty is in effect.
And so like if we, like any other, because I've actually worked positively with home warranties, but same way I would assume, like, say it dies like the next day. If you have an inspection says it's working and it dies.
So here's the good thing about inspections. We don't require them.
Yeah.
Now, if you have one and it's clean and it looks good, I'll use it to fight my case all day long.
Okay.
If you have an inspection and it doesn't say positive things,
Right.
I'll
You don't need to know that.
Yeah.
yeah, we'll hear about it.
We're actually here, we're kind of like Senny on the team, so to speak. We're here to act as go-betweens, liaisons, not only on your behalf, but on behalf of the homeowner. Because our company is Fidelity National Financial. They're the largest owner of title companies across the nation. So there's an inherent relationship where they want to make sure that the real estate transaction that went through one of their title companies, they want to make sure that the homeowner stays satisfied. We want to make sure that you all are comfortable with us. So there's an emphasis on getting the claims resolved so that they renew. We're going to make our money. Our profit is made in years 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Used to say 10, 11, 12, because people would stay in a house that long. But nowadays, 4 or 5 years. But people are holding onto the warranty and renewing it each year. And that's where the real value and benefit to you come from. Because every time a claim is taken care of, we send you a confirmation email and we send you a printed copy. Keep the printed copies in a folder. You never know when you might have to refer to them down the road, but it's also an excuse to call that homeowner, say, hey, I just got notification that a claim was taken care of. Was everything done to your benefit and you're satisfied? Yeah. Hey, while we're on the phone, do you happen to know anybody that's getting ready to list and sell, or somebody that I can help buy a house? Use it as an intro to go after leads and referrals.
Yeah, because I used to sell, and I know after about the third phone call, it's like, still like the house?
Yeah.
I got nothing else to say. I do want to touch very briefly on the concept of the companies that let you choose your own contractor. Sounds great. Everybody likes the way that sounds. Let me just say that their limits are considerably lower than ours by a lot. And the other thing is, say the home buyer has something repaired and it fails again, okay? They're going to go, sorry, we already paid you, right? With us, we have to make it right. We have to make it right. So I give this an example, not to show how bad we are, just to show that warranty is a warranty, and sometimes contractors are contractors. We had one, and contractor went out and put something in the HVAC. 8 months later, it failed. Come to find out, he put the part in backwards. Oh, it does happen. I mean, a contractor. Yeah, so people make mistakes. So, but after 8 months, we made it right. We had to replace the entire thing because it blew it out. And we did. Those other companies are not going to do that, I promise you. They've already paid. So it's just a lot more accountability when you go to a traditional warranty company. And if for some reason we can't get somebody out to the property quick enough, we're going to let you choose your own contractor anyway, and we're going to reimburse you in full.
The win-win
So it
situation.
really is the best of all scenarios.
Thank you so much, guys. This is Fidelity. Thank you for, thanks for coming.
I have 2 questions, and I'd like to ask them.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The first one is, do y'all offer coverage on investment properties?
Yes. It's the exact same as any other company.
Okay.
Especially if it went through a closing.
Okay, great. And then the second thing is I'm just looking down like the code violation modifications. What is that? Because I know it's not that I just spent $10,000 bringing my HVAC, or not my HVAC, my electrical and my water heater up to code because they almost come in half.
Yeah, so, but it is for exactly that. Say your water heater is not 18 inches off the ground. We have to bring it to code before we can touch it. It's just part of the regulations. So that would be part of the code violations. And then our biggest plan, the 855.
That's what I was looking at.
Yeah, that one includes up to 1250 in code violations or modifications, because nowadays they make the water heater bigger than they used to. So if it's in a water closet, it's not going to fit. The buyer is responsible for that unless they have that one, and we'll pay up to 1250 for the modification.
And I like to emphasize one thing that I think about, just like this was an older dwelling that you upgraded and converted, okay? A lot of properties that you might be involved in showing and selling and negotiating, they might have been built in the 1940s, the 1970s, the 1990s, but they've already gone through a nice refurbishing, upgrading. You're showing the property with nice color schemes and new carpeting and so forth, and they're bragging on the fact that all the appliances, you know, it was all upgraded. Here's a problem that we've discovered in the industry over the last couple of years. If you were the original owner of the house and you put in all the new appliances and something was defective, when you called the manufacturer, they may honor their warranty on that equipment. But if you've sold that house and now you own that house, even though that new equipment is still under the manufacturer's warranty, good luck trying to get the manufacturer to honor their warranty to you. They're not going to do it, okay? Well, but for $10, you can have the manufacturer's warranty item, and now we are representing you. We call the manufacturer and say, you've got a defective piece of equipment, here's the make, model number, replace it. And then when they deliver the piece of equipment, we absorb the expense of the installation.
And they don't say no to us.
Yeah, and we'll cover the cost of hauling it away and disposing of it. So
That's great.
you know, it's nice to have it.
So thank you. We would really appreciate if you guys tried Fidelity, because that's the only way you're going to know if we're any good is if you try it. So please give us a shot.
Yeah.
Did you hear everything back there in the piano gallery?
All right, very good.
Thank you, guys.
You'll have a Merry Christmas. You want to get another chicken? Go ahead. I'll give you all a couple minutes. If you got coffee, should be ready. Danielle, you okay?
No.
I am unwell. She does need her coffee.
10 minutes.
Yes. Yeah.
How's everybody doing online? Everybody good? Give me some thumbs up if you can hear us. Everything's good. There's one. Thank you, Andrew. All right, very good. Jennifer, did you raise your hand? Hello, Rachel. Rachel has something for you right here. It's just, I'm just delivering mail. It's not from me. Thank you.
I got your, I don't know why I get shocked just every year when I get your Christmas card. I'm like, this is the sweetest thing ever.
Did you win?
No.
Okay, I know Holly won $4. Did anybody else win? No?
I was just happy to get the card.
Oh, good. Did you win?
I don't have that much luck.
You want to know?
I don't either.
Andrew, what? Carissa said no. Andrew, what'd you say?
$1.
$1. Andrew won $1. All right, good. One of my clients called and said they won 20, another said they won 10. So you got $1? Cool, awesome. Hey, pay for the ticket, right?
You know, Quinn always says if you win money, you have to reinvest in it. And I'm like, no, I'm keeping the money. So that my water today, and I'm like, what am I doing? I literally never forget my water. It's like it's more of an emotional support thing. So weird. I would feel weird.
Thank you guys so much.
Oh yeah, I need it. Do you have any extra boxes laying around anywhere?
You need boxes?
Yeah, I'm moving into a 2-bedroom unit when I put this.
Oh, nice.
It was only like $200 more for significant amount more space. So I'm like, I want an office.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the same apartment complex?
Yeah. They had like a day where the prices were really low, and I was looking and I was like, let's do it.
Yeah. Cool. It's awesome.
Yeah. So it's gonna be weird just moving across the hallway, but whatever.
Then don't, no. Then
Okay, so Jen, I have mail here for you. Maria, there's mail for you. And who else? Angela, there's a piece of mail here for you. Larissa, there's mail here for you. So next time y'all are in the office, come by. I'll put this mail back in the back office in Rachel's office. And on the gold, top of the black file cabinet in the gold baskets. That's where they'll be. So if y'all don't come today, I'll get that to you. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and tell everybody to fire it back up. All right, we're gonna go ahead and start back up. All right, so. Oh, okay. Jen said she missed today because final exams. You're welcome to pop on and talk. You don't have to just do messages. Is that okay?
Unacceptable.
Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah. Very good. All right, so it is that time of year. We are coming to our last mastermind of the year. And we've done 42 of them, I think is what I counted this year. So we had a really good year. At this time of the year, we believe that faith and family should come first and the precious gifts to be savored. We will always create margin for both. Look, I hit the right button, it'd be better. But I hit the wrong button, so bear with me while I be up and down. All right. We want to serve our clients, but we also want to serve our families well. We encourage margin and time off for our team members. We want them to have a healthy work-life balance. Our hope is to see our team thrive personally. Spend obviously it's Christmas time. Do not neglect your family. Take some time. Just time block. That's the best thing I can tell you is time block the time that you're going to be doing things for your clients. But that was one of the things that I learned early in my career is if you don't time block your family, they will get neglected. Time block your spouse, time block your boyfriend, time block your girlfriend, time block your kids. Those things are very, very important, and they will make your work-life balance seem much better when you do that. So, okay, next meeting is January the 8th of 2025. Wow. Yes, we're there. Jenna Miller and Upward Title will be here. I've got actually almost a whole new slew of vendors coming in for the spring. We do have our standards, the Baker Firm, McKnight, Old Republic. They're going to be with us, but I've got some new title companies, some new lenders, some other things coming in. So I think that we're going to have some good stuff. Your Greater Fort Worth Association of Realtors dues are due next week.
Yeah, they get my credit card. Yay. I'm gonna throw
Well, just so you'll know,
it's like $600.
if you do not have auto pay on, for some reason mine got turned off. So please go check Greater Fort Worth. Make sure that your auto pay is turned on, just to make sure that we don't have a problem January the 2nd and 3rd because they will get painfully paid. Understand. Code of Ethics, you have 12 days to finish. There are still people that have not finished the Code of Ethics, and we have to do it. They will turn you off, and I'm not sure. I'm gonna look at the next slide in a second, but I think they turn off MLS is what happens. So please finish it. The new forms are available. I'm not sure they're in ReChat yet. Victoria said they weren't Monday, but they should be coming soon if they're not. But they are on Trek's website in zip forms. They're already updated. So you can get them there if you want to use the new forms. They are voluntary at this point. They become mandatory on January the 3rd. For those of you that joined the CMA Challenge, thank you for joining. We had like 15 people do the CMA Challenge, and we started a Slack channel. I've got slides that will come to you in Slack this afternoon that has the challenge, what it means. If you haven't joined and want to, please let me know, and I'll add you to that Slack channel. It's just a private channel so that when we talk about it, it's not bugging the people that aren't doing it. That's the whole point of that. Okay, 12 days to finish. If you don't satisfy the Code of Ethics training by the end of the year, membership will be suspended. If you haven't completed the training by March the 1st, membership will be terminated. It's just every 3 years we have to do that. It's just something that's going to happen. Okay. If you haven't looked at the new backside, please go look. I couldn't find how yours wasn't working. All the links were working on all of them.
Last time I tried to get in the logos and brand color schemes, I couldn't either.
I don't know. I probably did it the most complicated way because it's just me. So if
Okay.
it's good, it's
Well,
good.
I've added them under all of the agent quick links, new agents, part-time agents, and brokerage. The logos are all in those categories now.
Okay.
If somebody said something, I'm glad that was slide. If,
that one on the text.
Hmm?
No.
I don't know what happened. If you are looking for something in one of those categories and it's not where you think it should be, just private message me and let me know. Because I don't mind redoing any of these tabs and adding things to them. I'm just trying to keep them simple and quick. So it should look great on your phone. That was the whole point of doing this,
Yeah.
is that it's all in one line. It's very easy to find things. That was the whole point of me doing this. Let's go to the market update. The Mortgage Bankers Association reports last week that purchase applications remain strong, relatively strong, thanks to sustained housing demand and inventory that continues to grow. Fannie Mae's latest survey of 100 experts predicts home prices will increase 5.2% this year and then slow to 3.8% next year and 3.6% in 2026. They're saying existing home sales will remain slow in 2025, while new home sales will head higher. Watch the builders. Whatever the builders are doing, that's what the market is going to do. So if the builders are offering a lot of incentives, you can count on that the market is slow and they're having to incentivize the buyers to motivate them. So we're watching those things. Also from the Mortgage Giant, over the past year, we've seen a significant improvement in general consumer sentiment toward the housing market and improved perceptions of both home buying and home selling conditions. I've got some really cool stats I'm going to show you in a few minutes on that. Last week, Santa Claus rally, the stocks ended mixed. The Dow and S&P were down, the Nasdaq was up, not a big deal for us. There were price gains in November, remaining well above the Fed's 2% target. National NFIB Small Business Optimism Index rose above its 50-year average for the first time in nearly 3 years. And we saw a slight drop for the third straight week on mortgage rates.
Optimism index. That's interesting.
Yep. Okay. This week we see home building, home sales, retail sales, inflation, and the Fed. They're meeting today. We're expecting a cut, and it's already baked into the interest rates. Okay, the cut is already there. So the rates that you're seeing today are real time. They're not going to go down tomorrow. Retail sales are also forecast up for November, and consumers are still supporting the economy. What was that last one? The Fed watchers permanently will get another 4% rate cut with the rate decision today. Federal Reserve Watch, same. You can see that they're exactly the same. I actually change those every week. It's not duplicate. I actually copy that so that we get real-time numbers. Business tip of the week. When it comes to the things you'd like to change in the new year, remember that consistency is key. Stay the course no matter what happens. Keep moving forward, and change is bound to occur. We talked about this in the Buffini class that all of us completed yesterday, the Certified Full Service Professional. They will be running that certification again after the first of the year. This was the maiden voyage of CFSP. So we were actually able to take part in that. There was about, I think they said 15,000 agents. Certified Full Service Professional. So it's like Brian Buffini did the 100 Days to Greatness. He started way back when with the 100 Days to Greatness, and then he did Peak Producers. They went back to 100 Days to Greatness. Now we have Pathway to Mastery Essentials, Pathway to Mastery Advanced, Pathway to Mastery Legacy, I think is the last one. I'm thinking about doing the second one, which is the advanced class in 2025, and we'll probably do 100 Days to Greatness. If we add some more newer agents, we'll do it again in the fall.
It's trying to set yourself apart as far since we are a full service brokerage and not a limited service. What that entails and why there's value in that.
Great synopsis. That was a really good. Thank you. You did good. CoreLogic reports the annual home equity gain in Q3 dipped to 2.5% because home prices flattened in the third quarter. Home equity closely depends on home price changes. Clearly, home prices are stabilizing.
I have a question.
Sure.
Do you think home prices are going to self-correct, and how much? I know this is a lot of conjecture, but
From what we've seen, We think they'll stay pretty stable. Certain micro markets are going to see a little bit of a dip. Others are not going to see any dip at all, and they're still going to see 3 to 6% gain year over year. Right now it's down to a very micro markets. You're seeing that in that Las Colinas house. Did you get that one sold?
I got one of them sold.
Okay.
But the problem is the one that's for a while is that three bedroom.
Oh, yeah.
We're looking at having a bed.
That's a little bit of an eye duck.
I think it's gonna be worse.
I think it's too hard to do like as a whole, I guess. Like it is, there's certain pocket areas that are stabilizing, right? Consistent prices that's sitting there. And then others that are just, they are still consistently going up. I mean, it just depends.
I think it's very micro markets right now. It has been since pandemic kind of let up.
For sure.
So
And interest rates went up.
that'll be a good, data to keep in mind when you're assisting your clients buying a house.
Mhm.
Is to really look at historical data and say, okay, this one has consistently gained equity or whatever.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So you really have to be very, very precise in comps and the way that you look at the market.
Because if you bought a new construction house within the past couple of years, it's not good. It's not good. Like they are losing money.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
But I've
that's
seen neighborhoods that aren't, like, that's the thing too, it's like, cause a lot of builders build in the price increases.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think anybody that basically bought, anybody that bought anything, right? They're screwed. They're set.
That's what I'm like. It's
Just anything.
Yeah.
It's tight right now.
it's tight.
Yeah.
Not, yeah.
So if they need to sell, it's kind of like you're not gonna.
But they have a low interest rate too. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's so
Weird.
depends.
Yeah, but most people aren't like, oh, well, I'm saving $1,300 a month because of my low interest rate. Let me put that towards my savings account.
No,
You know what I mean? Nobody's living like
Yeah.
that, so.
they're driving new Tesla, you know. Did you get a new one?
Yeah.
You did? See? I wasn't picking on you.
No, I've
Kirsten.
had a Tesla for 4 years.
Oh.
okay. Yeah. I was like, you got new one? But I did buy it during COVID.
Okay, so we're gonna hit the housing report real quick. This is just some brief numbers that I pulled from Greater Fort Worth. So house prices are up 8.2% compared to this time last year. Johnson County is up 1% over November 2023. Parker County up 3%. Tarrant County as a whole is up 3.1%.
So this is all, I'm sorry, I'm just into data right now. So that's aggregated, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
This is the,
Well, and I was gonna ask, sorry, I'm into it right now too, I'm gonna out myself a little bit. Did anybody else, I don't know if anybody else can track this, but did anybody else notice their average price per transaction drop this year? Because mine did, like by almost like $50,000. Yeah, like a lot.
I would actually think that would be about right if the median house prices dropped last year.
Mhm.
So that would make more sense.
and sales were down. I mean,
Yeah.
until we get,
We know sales.
last year, I mean, we had the high interest rates, so house prices were down. People were not spending that, they were, not many people were willing to spend 8% on an interest rate. They waited, and Brian Buffini says the magic number is 5.8, just so y'all know. He said that if it gets to 5.8, the dam will
The
break.
frenzy.
Yeah, like when I had to when I recalculated my goals for next year, I had to recalculate my average price. Because,
I have an
Oh,
investor
so
client
nice.
and he swears that we're in a bubble.
Well, I mean,
He swears.
It
Like,
depends.
yeah.
it depends. I mean, you could say we're in a pimple, maybe not a bubble, but maybe a pimple.
A small blackhead.
Yeah. Sorry, Danielle. You get your coffee yet?
No,
Oh,
no.
oh, okay.
Why?
All right, so here's the housing report in Tarrant County. Talk to your boss. Okay, and so, this one, this is Tarrant County. The thing that I thought was really interesting about this is that 32%, almost a full third of the houses sold in Tarrant County were in that $300,000 to $400,000 price range.
Yeah.
I think that that's a really nice figure to know, because you see the distribution of how the listings are going and closed sales. We're up 11%, over this time last year. Active listings are also up 26% at 25.9, and we are 3.4 months of inventory. So
harder than I have it.
Here is, Parker County. I did this for you guys out in Parker County. Active listings are up 10%, closed sales up 43%. Months of inventory, you are balanced at 5.4 market, 5.4 months. Look at that price distribution though. Majority of their houses are being sold 500 to
There's a lot
750.
of rural, like, bigger properties.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, well, then, yeah, that makes sense.
And, okay, so this is a Texas relocation report put out by TAR. This is where people are coming from, and this is all gonna be in my stats. I've got the links to the full report. I'm gonna give you a link to. I just pulled a couple of things out of it. So this is where people are coming from, coming to Texas,
2023.
Oh, wow.
That was
23.
a hurricane.
because we have to look at what happened that far back for TAR. Takes them that long to get all the data.
Okay.
Whoop, I
It
don't know
takes
what
a while.
Hang on, sorry, I hit the wrong button. Okay, there's that button. Okay, so here is, we back up to it.
It's ready.
Is that the one? Okay, there's that. Okay, so that's where they're coming from. This is an interesting one. This is the relocation report. So the point of this slide is that 612,000 people came to Texas while we lost 479,000. So it's a gain of 133. Now, look at the number of people that moved within the state.
Like just
They're staying in state. 3.35 million people stayed in the state in 2023, as opposed to moving out. I think that's a very interesting stat, that people are staying here.
How many moved to the DFW?
You don't want to know. I can tell you, but I have to tell you.
It was like 600,000.
It has been 450 to 550 per day for the last 7 years. 450 to 550 has been the average
Individuals or family?
individuals
Okay.
per day to the Metroplex for the last 7 years.
What? Yeah. Trying to
Straight
read your
to
brain.
improvement.
Thinks about
Where are
numbers.
they? They're not buying houses.
They're driving.
They're buying
You know where they are? You know where they are? Have you noticed? Okay, so in 2021, DFW passed New York City for the number of apartments available
Oh, yeah.
in the Metroplex. They're building those houses, they're building whole
Oh.
subdivisions of rentals.
Okay.
D.R. Horton is building a ton. First Texas is building them. There's a bunch of smaller people, Vanguard is building them.
A villa.
Huh?
Yeah.
So they're building all of these neighborhoods that the builder owns, and they're just renting them out.
Oh, interesting.
But we passed New York City for the number of apartments available in 2021. I believe it was like October of that year.
Occupancy of apartments though, is it good?
Yeah. Well, and prices have actually come down a little bit over
The apartment market is so good right now.
Oh,
So
the
I'll put
way
the-
my rental market has kept me afloat.
Yeah.
I will put these slides, this is the CMA challenge. I'm not gonna hit these right now, but all three of these slides tell you what you do. Don't forget about the, water faucet covers.
Are you shipping it straight to their house?
Cause it just goes from Amazon.
Yeah,
It
I
was the
Straight.
same-
I like that.
It was the same, well, and the only reason I did that
So
was
you can
because,
get it in the-
well, and it was the same price for two. It was like $638 for
Oh.
two, and it arrived today. Brilliant. Versus me having to go out and buy them, and then I'm gonna buy like a 6-pack for myself. I'm gonna think it's my listing this year that I have an out-of-town buyer, send in the picture, and then put them on my rental.
I love
That is
that
such
idea.
a
That's
good
a
idea. And then you've got that receipt, you send it into your, that's
Yeah,
great.
But the
Thank you for thinking I am that.
Popeye is really, really important.
Yeah.
If you can, I mean, if they're out of town and you want to
Yeah.
send something, great gift to send.
Yeah.
But if they're in town, the Popeye, nothing like taking care of somebody when things are gonna be cold. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Jimmy Williams. And we're gonna talk for the last 20 minutes or so, we're gonna talk about 2024 wins, losses, mistakes, and shout outs.
No, or just whatever, are you got?
Oh, you got something planned? All right, what's on you?
Actually, none of that.
It's on you.
I do want to talk about that. I do want to talk about some of those things when we get some, time to do that. Can I move? Can I move this?
Yeah, sure. Your place to sit?
Yeah. Like this. That's what this old house, guys.
It's okay, I know CPR.
So I wanted to, before we do, I do want to, at the Christmas party, and most of you guys got to come, really what I care about as far as like wins go, I like the numbers. I really do. Like that's a part of business, selling a business. You have to make money, take care of people, all that kind of stuff. So I really like that because it's about effort and work. And I'm so incredibly proud of hitting 100 million. Like I never thought a little brokerage was going to do 100 million. I was like, we hit 50. We are like going to be amazing. And so hitting 100 is a little bit surreal. And it just goes to, So, but what's funny about that is we didn't really hit 100 because we focused on numbers. And we didn't hit 100 because we focused on education. We didn't hit 100 because we focused on software. And we didn't hit 100 because we focused on let's get the best splits and like squeeze their agents for the most of everything. The reason that we got to 100 is because a couple years ago, and there's only a handful of people that are here, I said, I don't care about numbers. I don't care about production. I don't care if we make any money. We're just going to focus on taking care of agents and building a culture that is free, that is like everybody's open-handed, that is everybody's willing to share, and no one's stingy, no one's greedy. Anybody that's like that, we're going to get rid of. Even though they're really high producers, like top producers, and we're like, we don't care. And then top producers are going to come, and we're like, I don't care. We don't want you. I was talking with Ray just a second ago. I'm sorry, Ray. I'm going to give you an example. I'm like, Ray is like one of those open-handed people in Slack ever. Like, it's just everybody here is very open-handed with their knowledge, with their experience, with what they've learned. And I believe you're never going to be a Keller Williams that way. You won't. There's no way. You'll never be a EXP or a small fee brokerage. You'll never be that way. But for a boutique brokerage, I believe we will be one of the best kind of in that category, and we'll continue to grow slowly, fast. I could care less. If we explode all over the state, that's great. But if we don't, that's okay too. I'm not worried about that. What I care about is that we maintain our culture, maintain kind of what we have here, where it's like team/family. It's just this open-handed culture of our knowledge and experience. I just really care about that. So I appreciate you guys kind of buying into that vision, buying into that culture. So I just want to say thank you just to the agents. Just kind of speak to you guys directly. Couple things. Just some like announcements as we close out the year. One of the, I told most of you guys this, but I just want to reaffirm, the purpose of our brokerage within our company as a whole, we are here to serve you guys as agents. And so as we have these meetings and stuff like that, the more feedback you have and the more things that you need, the better we can serve you. You are our customer, believe it or not. Every single one of you guys online here, you own your own business and you have business needs. Our job as a brokerage is to help you grow your business. That is our sole focus. That's what we exist to do. In return, we hope that you throw some construction and design leads every once in a while and some pulling outdoor, because that's where we make our money. That's actually how we make money at 600 homes. We don't make it to the brokerage. Newsflash, brokerages don't make money. Like that's just boutique brokerages. I mean, if you're massive, sure, but boutique brokerages, you don't make money. Like, yeah, there's no way. And so we make our money. I make my living through construction, design, pulling outdoor. That's where we make our profit. And so, in order to do that and do that well and run a brokerage, our sole job is to take care of you guys and grow your business. That is why we exist. So just kind of keep that in mind as we're going through 2025. And then what's my business really need? So with that said, I've kind of already jumped the gun on assuming some of these things for you. And so in 2025, I just want to kind of vision cast a little bit with brokerage. The first quarter, the goal for the brokerage is to start. I want to focus more so on how do we get leads, and start that off strong, of like talking about that in some in our lessons here. But like, how do we get leads? Whether it's through social media, whether it's marketing, emails, nurture campaigns, past client referrals. What does that activity look like? What real estate activities can you do to get more clients? And so I really want to make sure that we hammer that in at the first of the year, because that's whenever it's the most important time to start those habits. So just a little foreshadowing there. But for quarter one, we're working on getting a flow, if you're familiar with that in ReChat, for all of you to use to all of your clients. And we are going to pre-write, Kristen, how much is it? Like 20,
2 a month.
yeah, 2 months. We're writing 2 emails that you can send out to your clients a month, and we're going to customize them for you personally. So in Q1, I think about end of February, March, we're trying to get out sooner, but we'll see. What we're going to do is we want to have a day where you come in, everybody comes in, and we'll have you like bring some pictures and bring some things to have prepped, like some copy, you know, some stuff that you've already written down. We're going to come in and we're going to teach you guys how to put all of like these emails into your WeChat, and where it automatically sends it to all of your clients for the rest of the year. So it's just kind of like an automatic repeat. It's called a nurture campaign. We did a website right last year, and so this year we want to do a nurture campaign that you basically press play, and it just goes throughout the whole year to your client base. Past clients. Yeah, it's a drip campaign. Yeah, nurture campaign, drip campaign. It's the same thing. It's just one other touch point. And we'll sit here as a group and we will do a workshop and go, all right, email 1, put your picture, drag and drop into this.
And they don't even need to, they don't even have to do that. It's already done.
Okay, good. Well, so it'll be very simple, I promise. Emails, like what emails written, and if you want to change it, you'll be able to change it right then. If you don't like the copy, you're like, I want to put a little another note for me and put it in there. But the idea, guys, is that there's 5 or 6 things that you have to have as a business to grow. Just social media is one of them, right? We all know that. You need a nurture campaign or a drip campaign. It's just, it goes along with your social media. You need a website. That's your funnel. People go to your website through your social media or your drip campaign. They can contact you, right? So you got to have that. You need a past referral or client appreciation, like current client appreciation, and then past client specifics. That can also be in a drip campaign. And then you have to have real estate activities. You gotta have some sort of activity or networking, you could say that, but I think a better use of time is holding open houses, literally knocking on doors of an open house or a listing that you have, going to, I would say social activities for the purpose of promoting yourself in real estate. And so if you have all of those things in marketing, you're going to grow. There is no doubt. And so I just kind of wanted to foreshadow some of that. 2 things I would want you to take away from right now what I'm talking about. Well, 3 things. 1, I love you guys and I love our culture. I am freaking so like tight-fisted on our culture. We will never lose that. Like, I just want you guys to know that. Like, I want to grow. I want to grow with a good culture. And I love you guys for just living and breathing that out. It just warms my heart. I want you to take away that. Second, we're going to work hard to make marketing easier for you. We're going to do things that make marketing easier for you. 1 is the drip campaign. And then 3, the business development coaching sessions. I sent those out. It's on the email that Brian sends out. Please sign up for those. This is one of my favorite things. If you want to grow your business, I do not know how to do all the real estate activities. Like, you go like, hey, Jimmy, on this, 1 to 4, what is section 2? I'm like, I don't know. I literally don't. I haven't read one. I haven't read the new contract. I don't do that. That is not my sweet spot. I help people grow businesses. That's what I do best. And so please do that. Like, truly take me up on it. I don't care if you've never done a real estate deal or you've done 100. There's an area for growth that'll be beneficial. You don't have to be present, physical present. You can do virtual. I genuinely care about that. So wanted to just share those things, just owner to you guys last kind of before end of the year. With that said, no one call me in the next 2 weeks. I will not be around. I'll be around, but I'm really trying to shut down after this week, guys. I really am. It's time to face the family, right? So, okay, any questions on that? Yeah, Ashley.
Okay, so you said pictures, and then what's the main focus with these 2 emails that we're starting? Like, what are they about?
We'll get better clarity on that and give
Okay.
you plenty of time to get that done before we have the day to do it.
Oh yeah, we'll get you an email out of what all you need. Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't write down that.
You don't need to.
What do you do? Yeah, no, we'll send you an email and go, hey, our workshop day is this, our workshop day for this. In preparation of that, I need you to bring pictures that are just you, a picture of a client, maybe some copy that says something about you as a person, something like that. Here's the list, laundry list.
Yeah.
Bring that to the workshop, and then we'll set this up for you.
Okay. And I think for me, what would help is an example.
Yeah, yeah. We'll have
Tell
one.
me the websites.
I don't. I was gonna say, they basically sent out a long list of like, this has to be in this Word doc before you can. set
It's
your
gonna be
appointment.
so
So-
simple.
It's very easy, like check box.
I'm doing it, so it's gonna
Kristen's
be
helping,
amazing.
helping me write all the stuff with it. I just like, I wanted to I just want to have a real estate agent, and then we're gonna tweak them to you guys. We're just giving you the template, the starting spot. So I think Kristen did a really good job with drip campaigns. Her email drip campaign
That's
was
good.
great.
I didn't know that was real.
So, yeah. Kristen has some really good ones. I was like, man, these are really good anyway, for everybody. So, any other questions about that?
Exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited about it for sure. All right. Any other online?
They're just
questions?
giving high five celebration.
Something.
Well, heck yeah, man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I like that. All right. Well, one thing I wanted to do is we didn't do this at the Christmas party just because it might have, I didn't know how long it would be. But I did want to open it up, just any like big lessons of really what I want to wins. That's what I want to know. Best personal win of the year, if you want to share. This is my biggest professional win or personal win. I mean, and any lessons. I want to limit it to those two.
I have a lesson.
The lessons are funny. The lessons are usually a funny story that you screwed up on. And so those are good. You can laugh, you can get it out of your body, out of your system, get it out, and then you can go, I can do it again. Kristen, you want to go?
Yeah, because it was, and it kind of like goes back to you too for helping me not spiral. I did spiral a little bit.
That's okay.
I
okay.
had quite possibly the worst client of my existence this year. Outwardly just bullied me into the ground. And I'm not really getting bullied, so I don't know all about that. But it was a really high budget client, and so I just didn't know how to navigate that. I've never had a budget of that nature before, so I just felt like I had to say yes to everything. Anyway, well, she backed out $1 million deal a week before closing. Didn't care about losing her earnings, kind of whatever. So she ended up coming back to me, and she decided that she wanted to get a $500,000 house and do a complete renovation. Started that, got a house under contract, or it was before we got it under contract, and she just was again bullying me, whatever. So I called Jimmy and I was like, I'm about to fire this client. I don't know if she's going to say a bad review about me. I'm just giving you a heads up that this is happening because I just can't anymore. And he basically talked me out of it and was just like, did you spend this much time to not get paid for the work that you put into this for a year? And I was like, I don't care, whatever, I'm firing you, but then he just kind of talked me down out of it, and I ended up seeing it through, and we're closing the beginning of this year. But what it taught me is that you can't just be so hard-headed and just run into a wall and just give up, essentially. So even though it was really difficult for me, it was a lesson because I saw it through.
Yeah.
And I think for 2025, it kind of segued into that because it was a patience thing for sure. So yeah, I'm going to close on it. And even though it's not what I wanted budget-wise, it just taught me a lot of, it humbled me a lot because I counted my ducks before I closed, and it spiraled me into a lot of other things. And so just thanks for helping me see that through, even though they bullied me.
But you take her on again.
No. Probably just because she doesn't respect me. So that's just who they are. But they're going to get a bid from 6th Ave to do their whole house.
There we go.
So it's on y'all now. You can go with it.
Yeah. One of those lessons too, I think, in that story is managing expectations and having boundaries. And that whenever you have a hard client like that, we talked through some of that.
Yeah.
Kristen went back and was very direct. I think very direct, is this is what is good. Here's the advice. And people, whenever you do that, they'll fire you, and that's actually a good thing. So whenever you have a really horrible client, you got to remember direct communication, honesty, regardless if you think it's going to piss them off, and just having your boundaries. No, I will not, go show a house at 6 a.m. or whatever, I don't know, whatever it is, whatever your boundary is. For me, it's like, I don't do anything during my son's football practice. So tough luck. I don't care if you're a $20 million client. You can go pound sand, man. This is my boundary. Like, it's super strong. So having those boundaries, direct communication and understanding. And the cool thing is once you do those things, look, the bad clients fire you. And that's how you know you're like, okay, this is a good thing. Or most of the time, they don't fire you. They go, okay, this person knows what they're talking about. They start to respect you.
Yeah.
You're demanding that. And that's, I think, what's kind of what happened is you started to lay those boundaries. You started more direct communication, more sure of this direction, and you have determination, grit, and perseverance to see it through. That was really cool.
Yeah. And I was in such a low point, like y'all, like very personal, but there was a few weeks where I couldn't get out of it. Like I was in the trenches, truly in the trenches. And so I was like, told God, I was like, hey, I need help. Please help. And it all ended up like working out, and I was directed. She ended up, I think she respects me to a better level now. But then I got another house, and I got 2 houses under contract, and so things just like get better. Like things just like turned around. So the ebb and flow of the real estate, like I have to remind myself because things do 1000% get better. You never stay there too long.
Yeah. That's good, Kristen. It's good. Well, that's a win and a lesson.
It's all the things.
Yeah, all of it.
It's all the
Thanks for
things.
sharing that. That's really, I think it's helpful for everybody.
You don't stay there as long as you evolve,
Right.
then you can move on.
Like just
And
be
you
a
won't stay
sponge.
like-
Like don't think of yourself too highly all the time because you're just gonna learn.
Well, and also asking for help.
Yeah.
Like
Right. And I don't do that.
Right, well, I mean, you're like, listening to you talk, I was like, then you have PTSD from last summer.
Yeah.
But it's like, had I looped in Tanner or Brian or Jimmy 6 weeks prior to me being ready to cuss this guy out.
Literally. I was on the phone crying.
Yeah. Like,
And take a deep breath.
that's what I'm here for. Like, that's what our team is here for.
Yeah.
I kept my baby alive for a year.
You know what?
Somehow.
That's a win right there.
Shit is so close. Cheers. That is a big win.
I cannot be the only one, though. Come on. It's our last meeting together.
All right, Rachel. Yeah. Halloween winner too.
Yes.
There's one I wanted to know, but also I sold the most expensive. Didn't sell many houses this year, but that was the biggest price point I got. Awesome.
Yeah.
And I had my baby, things slowed down, but things are everything up. Another buyer, their contracts, so looking up.
Rachel, that's so exciting. I love that. Thanks for sharing. That's good.
All right, Angela, next.
I don't really have a whole lot.
I want to hear y'all's wins of the year.
Yeah, I'll share. You can share. Personal and professional. I think. Hold on, give me 30 seconds to think.
30 seconds, okay? You're on the clock.
Personal is going to be hunting or something like that,
Yeah.
like with my boys or,
Mhm.
What you think? I'll do one. So I think my personal win is the 6th win is that we were able to get the 100 Days to Greatness class. And I think that just having everybody up a level in the brokerage makes us all better. Coming from, a new agent, you got your license and basically they taught you how to not get sued. That's what they teach you in school. But then you have to practice this thing. Brian McFeeney used a term yesterday that I really love this. He said, there's a lot of people out there that are doing real estate malpractice. And those people have to go away. And so the cleansing that we are going through this year is good for the industry. It's good for us. And for us as a brokerage, as a team, for us to elevate ourselves, and everybody gets elevated. When the newest person becomes better, everybody becomes better. And when the most experienced person gets better, everybody gets better. So that's my big win, is that the training that we're doing, I think, is helpful, it's beneficial, and I think it makes us all better.
Yeah, I think so.
What about online?
You're deflecting, Jimmy.
Yeah, stalling.
Okay, Clarissa has one. Come on, Clarissa.
I have a personal win that I'd like to share. So, just as a mother and parent, for the last 26, almost 27 years, all three of my kids are employed. Youngest just graduated from A&M. They all have great jobs. My two daughters both got raises over the last year. So I'm kind of getting a pay raise because they're all off my payroll. So I'm just kind of starting a new phase of life, being an empty nester, but just kind of, it's a weird stage thinking that I've raised three great adult children, and I think they're going to be successful in life. And yeah, so it's a win for me.
Yeah. I can't help it. Yeah.
You just broke this on here.
There is no common strong for you. That's a big deal. I love that.
Thanks.
I love that. For me, I think like professional win, I kind of already alluded to it. I kind of already said it. I mean, like the Christmas party and kind of what I've said to you guys, I mean, it's just, it doesn't always work out this way, like where you fight for values and you fight for, ideologies more than you do business, and then you win. Like that's not always the case. Like if you're a cutthroat business person, you're gonna win in business. Like you just will. Like in real estate, the cutthroat agents, they win. Like just period. And so it's not like the good guy always wins in life, or the good person, the person that does the right thing, gives the best advice, the actual right advice to a client. Those people don't always win in life or in real estate or whatever in their business. And so this was a cool year as an owner, because I felt like in all of our departments there was these just really cool wins. But the biggest win for me was maintaining the culture, and not sacrificing that. So I think that is my like overall professional win. And then the secondary thing for me, I wasn't a good owner whenever we first started. And what I mean by that is I felt like I was always a good leader. I felt like I could lead people, encourage people, but earlier on when we first started 670 Homes, I didn't care about budgets. I didn't care about money enough. I didn't care about profit. Like I just didn't know how to care about those things and my values at the same time, and create a successful company while also maintaining values. And I think for me as an owner, my whole goal is, man, if we could just have a company with just an amazing culture that lives out its core values, how much impact could you make? And that was kind of what I was solely focused on. Well, in order to do that, you got to have a successful, profitable company. And we didn't at first. It was really hard. It was really hard to get growing. And I was like, man, we're doing so much good in this world, but we're not making any money. Like, this kind of sucks. And then you can't take care of your people that way. And so this year I felt like was like a kind of a culmination of all these feelings where I'm like, I can see the impact all you guys are making, and we're still a profitable company, and we still have a lot of room in areas that we're growing and we're going to grow. We have profit left over to grow, and we didn't really sacrifice anything on our culture side to do that. And so that, I don't know, man, that I've said it 3 different ways now to you guys, but that's just what I keep on coming back to is whenever you have a culture like that, you just make so much of an impact in the city. You make it that much better. You make this place so much better place to work, more enjoyable. Like I feel uplifted when I come here. Man, it's just rare. It's just a very rare thing. And so yeah, I get pumped up about it. I get emotional about it. You know, as an owner, just going through the years of this. So I don't feel like I got it right, but I feel like we're on the right track. That's for sure. So yeah, that's what I would say. My biggest one for sure. Biggest lesson, man, I'm pulling outdoor is really hard. Starting a pull outdoor department, that was really hard for me. Yeah, really hard for our company. It was a big lift, and we didn't do it right. And then having Phil have a heart attack, and then like need a heart transplant. Never had that as an employer, you know, and trying to go through that and figure that out. Like, man, that was so the biggest lesson for me was I wish I would have sooner than known Phil was about to go down and get a heart transplant. I wish I would have hired someone full time instead of me trying to take it on. I felt like I kind of butchered that department a little bit just because I was like, I guess I'm gonna go sell a pool tomorrow. Well, let me tell you guys, questions that you get if you don't know how to build a pool, pretty hard to answer. I was fumbling around, and so I wish I would have hired someone right off the bat instead of trying to take it on and be like, I can do it, I can learn it really quick, and I have that, you know, confident attitude. I failed at that for sure. If I could have done it over, I would have hired a full-time person right away and been
Well,
cool.
were you drawing from your own personal measure of yourself as opposed to looking at it business-wide? Is that like what happened?
I
You were
think
very capable.
I think I was like cocky a little bit, a little arrogant.
That's normal.
And then I didn't want to spend a lot of money. I wanted to keep our budget tight. So both of those things, and I should have been a little more free on the budget, less cocky. I would have done better.
How many active full outdoor products do you have going on right now?
4 right now.
4.
Yeah, about to be 5. So.
Get it ready.
We built a $700,000 pool, guys.
What?
Yeah, did we have
$700,000
before and
pool.
afters of that? 'Cause I
Not
see
yet.
Why is it 7? What is it? Is there a
It's a $700,000
lazy
pool.
river in it?
Yeah,
No,
at a hotel. Isn't that the one that has like the fire pit situation?
Oh yeah, it's a whole basic backyard of a pool, oasis, turf, jets, saunas,
Everything.
lights everywhere, steps. Like it's just amazing. It's just
And you're in Dallas.
in an Alito.
You're gonna have one of those like Playboy caves.
Okay, what caves?
What?
Dang it.
Shut it down.
Those would be some interesting pictures.
Andrew's raised a hand.
He wants to know, yeah.
Oh yeah, hey guys. Real quick, I just wanted to say something real quick. Obviously, I've had a little bit of wins this year and a lot of lessons that I'm still kind of learning. But this is something I kind of want to do next, kind of the beginning of the year, moving forward. So being a little more intentional with you guys as an office with like-minded, individual agents. I've been wanting to kind of do a little bit more masterminding and networking with each other, kind of just seeing what's kind of working in our business and maybe kind of utilizing an hour after these Wednesday meetings with each other, maybe booking the sunroom or something, getting together, making phone calls, emails, blasting, kind of just talking about what's going on in our business, kind of like what we're doing here, but maybe dedicating a little bit more time to it. So I think maybe starting January 8th, I'll probably go ahead and just book the sunroom or something, just whatever is available for us, and kind of use the office, use each other's time a little bit more since we're already mostly together on the Wednesday anyways. Just a thought, if anybody would like to, kind of hop in on that with me, I think that'd be really cool. Something to kind of keep us accountable, just so maybe a little bit of hour of time blocking like we talked about. But yeah, that's just kind of what I wanted to talk about real quick, and that maybe that could turn into a win.
Yeah.
But,
Cool.
January 8th?
So, yeah, he said he's
and
gonna book.
I'll put that in the Slack channel as well. Yeah.
So it'll be the 11 o'clock hour on Wednesdays after the 10 o'clock meeting. Broker time will be this area, and then Andrew wants to run.
Yeah.
on his
Yeah, I
own,
kind of
so-
talked about it with Brian already. He helped me out with that idea. So I thought it was pretty cool to run with it.
Cute, right?
Hey Andrew, get with Danielle too, because Danielle used to do that for us.
I thought we did that. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. I will.
And Danielle commandeered that for a year plus when we didn't have the best culture. She was trying to create the culture for us, and we didn't.
Well, let's get it, Danielle.
Yeah.
You can't see me, but I'm just funding.
Yeah.
Angela Butcher?
Hey, that's a great idea, Andrew. I'm in on that. Also, I wanted to do something to follow up on Jamie's deal he did with us on the vision. So Danielle and I talked about doing a vision day. So if we can maybe get into Slack and talk about which day we'll do that, and I'll get a couple of us to get a bunch of magazines. Y'all bring some poster boards, things that y'all want to see and vision for your business or your family or whatever. We're going to try to come up with a day we can do that up at the office as well.
That sounds good.
Great. Anyone else? We still got 5 minutes if you want. More wins, lessons.
No, I mean, I'll just brag. I've said it a million times, but I'll say it again. Like, I've been with 6AB now for 4 years. There's a couple of agents that are still with us that have been here for longer. I think they're part-time now. And I just want like everyone to know how rare it is to work for a company that like walks the walk and talks the talk. We have leadership that will tell you no, and they will tell you yes, and they will tell you maybe, and they will shoot you straight. And if you bring requests to them or say, hey, I need this, they will give you an honest answer, and they will, if it's in line with the vision, they will go after it wholeheartedly. And like I can say that now on the other side of 4 years where like people ask me all the time, oh, when are you gonna leave 6AB? And my answer is when I can find something better, and I haven't yet. So I work in 2 markets. It would be easy for me to hop, skip, and jump to another brokerage. I could do that. I think all of us could do that. But I just haven't found anything where it would be worth it. And so I don't know. I think a lot of us have had a really difficult year. Maybe not just me. I don't know.
Yeah.
And it is nice to be able to come home to work. And even though, I have stuff going on in my life, like I know that if I let this place show up for me, it will. And so, yeah, it's just really rare. And I want to thank you guys because I don't know if we thank you guys enough. But what we have is really special. And I'm just really glad everyone is here because it makes a difference when you have it.
For sure. For sure. Yeah.
Here's to it. Oh,
All the love. All the love.
Well, thank you guys for sharing. It's just nice. It's encouraging. Like this is the last meeting of the year. Like it's just encouraging to hear some encouraging words. It's funny to hear the lessons learned. They're always, So eat your humble pie and then celebrate your wins. I love it. It's a good way to end the year for sure. But anyways, thank you guys. Thank you guys for being here, showing up all the time, on Slack, online, in person. I love it. I freaking love our company. So, you have picked up on that. All right. Let's wrap it up.
That's a wrap. That's a call 24. Good. Thank you guys very much. We'll see you all January 8th. There you go. 9:45. 9:45. You get here for breakfast, please.
Feliz Navidad, everybody.
Hey, coffee for you.
Bye, guys. I'm not gonna stop and get coffee. And I was like, nope, I'm gonna be here too late, so I'm gonna just go and not get coffee this morning.
I am so
That's
proud
funny. I
of
thought about the same thing.
coffee. Oh, I just 5 shots.
I don't like that.
So I said, I don't know.